Welcome reading here, welcome back. If not, my name is Kim Snubbit Channel, and today we are doing my January, February, and March reading wrap-up. I haven't done a reading wrap-up video in a while, and that's because I decided that this year, instead of doing it every single month, I'm going to do it every couple of months. And the reason why is because it makes sense. Sometimes I don't read as many books as I think I'm going to in a month, so I'm just going to kind of make sure I have a decent amount for my wrap-ups. Especially because last year there were a lot of times where I didn't get any videos out of me reading, and it was literally like beginning of the month TBR, end of month reading wrap up, and you're like, okay, but like, where are the videos of you actually reading, you know? So, my hair is currently purple. I am aware. I'm not loving it. You don't have to love it. It's okay. But anyway. So, like I said, this is going to be our little reading wrap up. Ignore any and all messes you see behind me. I'm in the middle of cleaning my room. It's a process, but it is what it is. So, I should have fixed this. Why are you not the way you need to be? I read those together. These together. This one. These together. Okay. Sorry, they were like all kind of scattered, and I'm like, not what I want. Anyway. So the first book I read of 2026 was King of Envy by Anna Huang. This is the 5th book in the Kings of Sin series. It follows the 7 deadly sins. So wrath, pride, greed, sloth, envy. The next one's going to be gluttony, and then lust. I absolutely love this series. I didn't think I was going to, but I do love the series. But anyway, this one follows Vuk and Ayana. Ayana is in a marriage of convenience, engagement of convenience situation. And Vuk has no idea about that, but he's madly in love with her. But he feels like a crap human being for being in love with a taken woman. And not only that, but she's engaged to like one of his only friends. So he has to navigate that. She has to navigate her marriage of convenience while also battling her feelings for Vuk. So there's a huge navigation of that. This one is a bit more on the dark romance side, which I don't love. Like, there have been a few dark romances I've liked. Many I have not. This one is definitely more on the dark romance side, though. Which really, like, it was still a good read. I still enjoyed it. I gave it a 4-star. That is the lowest I've rated any of these books in the series, so it's definitely not my most favorites, but I did still really enjoy it, and I laughed so hard at all of Vuk's, like, sassy moments, because, like, he doesn't talk. So why is he so sassy? I don't know, but it's hilarious. But I'm so excited because at the end of April, King of Gluttony comes out, which is the next book in the series, and I'm excited for that one. I don't remember who that one follows, but I know it's going to follow someone, and I know I'm probably going to enjoy it. So, but yeah, also I've been bedazzling like all of my Kings of Sin books because I'm really enjoying it, although I'm kind of mad at how this one turned out because you can see like the super glue on it a little bit, but it is what it is. But yeah, I read that book, and then okay, the other ones I read in the month of January. Sorry, why am I having so much trouble reading right now? I don't know. I don't have the physical copies with me. Hopefully I will soon, but I don't have the physical copies with me right now, so we're just gonna put up a picture and let it be that. Anyway, so the next one I read was Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Zicatelli Cook. Did I say this one's by Anna Huang? I don't know. I suck at this, okay? I am so bad at telling you guys like who each book is by. Because no lie, this is like the second or third time I've tried filming this video. And again, I forgot to say the names of the authors. Why am I so bad at this? Anyway, Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Zicatelli Cook. This one was so adorable. It is definitely YA. It is very YA. But this follows... Oh crap, why am I forgetting the main characters' names? Sorry, I like got my pillows propped up behind me. And you're dead, so you're not helpful. Okay, hopefully editing Kenzie will fix this. But basically, it follows these two main characters. They're in high school. But like the girl, her mom owns a cute little coffee shop, local coffee shop in her small little town. And then the guy, his family owns like a coffee shop chain. And his family moves in. They open up a new new coffee shop literally right across the street from them. And so she is not happy about it, especially because like she kind of has a little crush on this dude. But it's so funny because he's just like super chill about it. And it's like making her mad because she's like, what, why are you so chill about this? Like, this isn't okay. I don't like this. Things are wrong here. She is a little bit of a pick-me though, like I'm not gonna lie, which, let's be honest, who has not gone through a pick-me phase at least once in their life? That's what I thought. But like her whole personality is that she does not like pumpkin spice lattes. Anytime someone says it, like orders a pumpkin spice latte, she's like, that's not even made with real pumpkin. And you're just like, girl, sit down. But like it was overall really cute story, and there were some immature parts. Like I said, it's very, very YA, but overall it was an adorable story. I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. Next was Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the second book in the Cruel Prince trilogy. I liked it so much more than I did the Cruel Prince. Don't get me wrong, I liked the Cruel Prince, but this one, so good. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like it was truly very well written. But I can't say a whole lot of it without spoiling things from the first book if you've never seen or if you've never read the series. But I will say, as a whole, the series follows mainly Jude, but it's Jude and Taryn, their sisters. When they were little, they got whisked away to this magical fairyland. They're the only humans in the land. They have a half little brother, and that's important for the second and third book. Mainly the second book, for the most part, but yeah, that is about all I can tell you without giving too much away. So that was it for January. January was not a great reading month for me, but it wasn't awful either. And looking over at February was also not a great reading month for me, but you know what? That's okay. And you'll see why here in a minute. So the next book I read was The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is a kind of on the darker side adult fantasy with a little bit of a romance in there. Look up the trigger warnings. I highly recommend that. There are some very heavy topics that go on in this book. And I know that there are some people who I cannot, like, what's the word? Recommend. I know there are a few people who I could not recommend this book to because I know that even if they have the trigger warnings, this book will definitely trigger them. So, but overall, it was a really good read. I also give this a 4 star. Did I say that I give The Wicked King a 4 star as well? I don't think I did, but I also give that one a 4 star. Anyway, but this book follows Aurea. She's, once again, human, finds herself in a vampire land, actually. So that was actually kind of cool. But Vincent, his name is Vincent, right? Pretty sure. I really hope his name is Vincent, because that's what I've been calling him this whole time. But he is like the king of the vampires. He kind of adopts her. And I really like Aurea because she doesn't do the whole, oh, I'm just a meek little human, like I can't fight, I can never mount to anything. But she also doesn't do the whole, oh well, I'm invincible, I can do whatever I want thing. Like she's a very like chill person. She's like, hey, I'm aware that I'm not invincible, but I'm also aware of the fact that if push comes to shove, I could kick about 11 of y'all's butts. So I do love her for that. I will say though, towards the middle, it got a little bit slow for me, and I was kind of just like sitting there like, can this book end already? I'm not enjoying this. So for that reason, I might not finish the series. But the plot twist at the end got me. Or not the plot twist, the cliffhanger. That's what I meant. That had me. I was like, what? Like I literally texted one of my friends because we were doing this as a buddy read. I was like, I'm sorry, what happened? And she was like, So, but yeah, 4 stars. I might continue, I might not. We'll see. Next was a cute little YA romance, Betting on You by Lynn Painter. This one had a lot more cursing than I was used to in her books, because like her other books I've read, there was some like mild cursing, but this one, at least the guy, I swear he was cursing like every single chapter. I'm like, dude, chill out. But this book follows Bailey and Charlie. The two of them like meet randomly in literally the most random way, and they immediately decide, hey, I don't like you. She's too serious, he's too chill, we don't like that about each other. But then as time goes on, they keep bumping into each other over and over again, and they're like, okay, this is getting a little bit weird. until the final time they bump into each other. They start to make friends. They make a bet on one of their other friends, which of course ends up becoming a huge issue later on. Why wouldn't it? It's a YA romance. Obviously, there's got to be some confrontation going on. But they find out that maybe they're not so against each other after all, and maybe not so different after all. And this one I gave a 4.25. Not my favorite The Lone Painter books, but still really cute, and I really liked it. Next, we have, this one surprised me, like genuinely surprised me. But next we have Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the third and final book in Maple Hills series. It's an interconnected standalone series, so each book follows a different couple. This one, it follows Hallie and Henry, and it's just so cute because these two understand each other so well. Henry, I don't know if it's ADHD or autism or the two together, but he's got some neurospec going on, you know? And Hallie is like very understanding of it, and she's like, hey, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna take care of it. It's gonna be okay. Hallie, on the other hand, has like no real romance experience in life because the only boyfriend she ever had was a piece of crap. But she's like writing this book and it's romance, and she's like, I don't know anything about this. So Henry was like, all right, I'm going to help you with this. I'm going to give you these experiences, but in a not weird way. Like, he had no intention of doing, you know, anything. I'm trying to think of the word. He meant it in a very innocent, very platonic way, so that way she could, like, get the experience with someone she trusted. Well, then, their friendship grows, some other feelings grow, and the entire time I'm sitting there thinking, okay, 4.5, maybe 4.75, you know, and then something happened on, I think it was chapter 35, 36, something like that, and I literally, like, jaw was on the floor, and I went, it's a 5-star. It's a 5-star. I got my first 5-star of the year. It made me so happy, because, like, I hadn't gotten a 5-star yet, and I'm so happy to find my 5-star of the year in Daydream. So, yeah, if you are going to read this series, you can skip Icebreaker. It's very Wattpad-y. It's not awful, but it's not my favorite either. Wildfire and Daydream are so good, though. And can I just say, all of the men written by Hannah Grace, at least in this series, love them. Like the actual men. Not the boys, okay? Not the boys that hurt the girls. I'm talking about the men. The men that the girls end up with. Okay? Anyway, next we are on to the month of March. March has been my best reading month yet, in the sense of how many books I've read. Not in the sense of how great the books were, though, for me. So let's start with Just Friends by Haley Pham. Of course, I did do a whole reading vlog on this book. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't awful. I didn't hate it or anything. And I definitely think she did her absolute best for a debut novel. But I think there were some times where she was trying very hard to write like her favorite authors and to kind of mimic some of her favorite books rather than making it her own. She was definitely putting a lot of more sophisticated words, I guess. I don't know what other word to use for that. But like the feeling was personified in my stomach, or I have to perceive its beauty. Like, those were the types of words she was using, which was fine. I know she has mentioned before that she loves reading books that teach her new words, but I think she kind of overdid it on that. Because they definitely did not fit very well. Like, you could definitely tell it was a, I don't think this is where this word belongs type of thing. There was also the miscommunication trope. I despise miscommunication. Like, seriously, you are adults, act like it. Like, I mean, I get it if you know miscommunication, you fight for a minute, but then, like, can you not just come back together and be like, hey, I'm sorry, this is what I meant when I said this. I feel like you took it as this. Oh yeah, that is definitely how I took it. Here's what I meant when I said this, even though it sounded like I was saying this. Like, I'm sorry, do adults not do that? Apparently not. There was also a lot of pride, and there was a lot of times where I was not happy with the two main characters in this book. But again, I think she did her absolute best. Well, okay, I think she tried her hardest. I think she should have given herself more time, and I think a lot of like the authors who have blurbs, and I think a lot of her friends were not fully honest with their review. Or maybe they were, but they just absolutely loved the writing, and that's okay too. I did not love it though. I I hate to say this, but I kind of sort of had to get the audiobook just to finish it. I don't know if I mentioned that in my reading vlog or not, but I had to just like get the audiobook because I could not finish it. It was stressing me out. But I still wanted to finish it. And will I buy books of hers in the future if she comes out with any? Yes, because I want to support my girl. Do I think I will ever reread this one? Maybe not. Am I still going to keep it though? Yes. Because again, support. I spent money on it and also look how pretty it is. I can read the sprayed edges are very cute. I'm going to give it a 3.5? 3.25? One of those two. Next was The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I finally got around to finishing it. So this book started off a little bit slow for me, not gonna lie. But basically Clementine inherits her late aunt's apartment. And then I'm saying a lot. I do that a lot. I say a lot too, apparently. Anyway. But here's the thing about the apartment is it has a magical power to be able to send you 7 years into the past, which Clementine kind of knew for a while, but then she completely forgot until one day she wakes up and there's just a man in her apartment from 7 years in the past. And she's like, what the heck? Why is this random man in here? There are a lot of funny moments in this book. Again, it was really slow for me. But there's so many funny moments. And Ewan, the guy, he's so funny sometimes. He likes to quote The Princess Bride a lot, which is one of my favorite movies. So it did win me over a little with that. I did love it. I did really enjoy this book. There were some parts I didn't love about it. It did touch on grief a little bit. It did touch a bit on depression and like trying to kind of navigate life as an adult, especially with Clementine's like work and how things are going with that. I didn't hate it, but I think I only gave it like a 3.5 because again it was very slow, and I feel like once she calmed down after seeing this man in her apartment, she was way too chill about it. Way too chill. She was just like, oh yeah, okay, this story you're telling me totally makes sense. Girl, I'd be panicking more, honestly, but anyway, it's still a really good read, and I definitely want to read more of her books. See. Okay, next was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. It wasn't bad. It just, I didn't love it. I really didn't. I don't think I'm going to be finishing the series. I will not be watching the TV series. But this girl, Cadence, one of the two. Pretty sure that's her name. But she like one day this accident happens like at her family's vacation home, and she doesn't remember anything about it. And so you're following that in the book, like following the aftermath of that, following her trying to figure out what happened. And even though this is supposed to be a thriller, it was honestly more of a romance and not a great romance in my opinion. And like, if it is going to be a thriller book with a subplot of romance, that's fine. But make sure it's actually a thriller book with a subplot of romance, not a romance with a subplot of thriller. Because that makes me so angry when that happens. Because it's like, girl, I was expecting this. Why are you giving me this? But anyway, so I will say I did not see the ending coming. That one definitely shocked me. But it still was not as good as a lot of people were saying it was. So I only gave it a 3-star. Then we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This book I enjoyed a lot. I think I gave it a 4.5. Literally as soon as I finished it, I texted one of my friends and I was like, you need to read this now because I need to talk to somebody about it. It's so good. Although slight trigger warning, parental trauma. I make sure you are aware of that before going into this book. You don't see it a lot, but it does happen. But I think this book was so good. So this follows Scarlett and Donatella. They're sisters. They really want to go to Caraval, which is like this game thing. And one year they're finally invited. So they go, and the number one rule is to always remember that it's only a game. Except for as you see them playing the game, you're kind of sitting there thinking, but is it just a game? But it was so good. I read this in 2 days. I'm not kidding. I read like half of it one day, half of it the other. I'm not exaggerating. But it was truly so good. The romance that was in there was some mystery to it. It was its own story overall, but it reminded me a little bit of The Princess Bride, a little bit of The Labyrinth, two of my favorite movies, and a little bit of Alice in Wonderland. So yes, but it was so good, and I'm very glad I enjoyed it because I had already bedazzled it by then. So unfortunately I don't have the other 2 books in the series yet, but I did ask for them for my birthday, so hopefully I'll have them soon and I can read them because I'm already loving this series. And what made me love it even more, like literally had me shocked, this is her debut novel apparently, at least according to Google. But this is Stephanie Garber's debut novel, and she did this good of a job. Amazing, amazing. Applaud, round of applause. Anyway, love that. Okay, the next 2 actually just finished this week. They were both little like Audible freebies. So we have Her Last Christmas. I can't remember who it's by right now. I give it 3 stars. I did not love it at all. I honestly can't remember half of what happened. All I know is that as I was listening to it, all I could think was it reminded me of this really, really bad horror movie I once watched. And there was a lot of illegal things. That's a better term for it. But it was not good. Like I said, it was an Audible freebie. And yeah, the voice actor did a really good job. The story was not great, in my opinion, though. Next was The Chateau by Avery Bishop. This one I actually really liked. This one, I didn't expect the end until it was happening. You know, like it was a, okay, like, I'll use this as an example. So at no point would I know someone was about to drink a bottle of water until literally said, I walked up to the bottle of water. Then that's when I was like, oh, okay, they're going to take a drink. Like that's the best example I could use. But I genuinely was not able to guess anything that would happen until it was actively happening. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and it is very rare for thriller books to do that. Like I can usually guess things pretty easily. I could not guess this one, but it was so good. Basically this husband and wife, they just got married. They go on what's called a mini moon, which is apparently like a mini honeymoon for if like you have a super busy schedule and can't go on a proper honeymoon. And they go to the chateau, hence the name, the chateau. And a woman is found no longer alive. And so, you know, there's obviously this huge investigation. And one thing I really, really liked about this book was instead of it just being, okay, crime happens, gotta figure it out, let's all figure it out together, there were like actual police interviews, which I love. I think that's part of why I like cop shows so much, is because of the interrogations. But I truly, truly enjoyed this book. It's probably the best Audible freebie I've ever listened to. So, but yeah, that is my wrap up for the first 3 months of the year. Didn't read as much as I wanted to, but still got a decent amount read. Got a 5-star, few 4 stars, 4+, whatever. If I never say it, I give The Chateau a 4-star as well. So yeah, that is my reading wrap up. I hope you enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you next week. Bye!